This rejection block that I took today was a little bit different from my normal trades. However, it was still a beautiful entry in my opinion with great bias, great narrative, all that sort of thing. So I'm just going to jump straight into this video. Unfortunately, I did get break even on this trade, but let's go over it right now. So here's exactly what it looks like. Okay, let me actually turn on executions because people have been hating. You can see I entered, boom, was in profit about almost up 3R and then stopped break even. So that's the executions. Let me turn them off so we can see a little bit better. Okay. So here we are on NASDAQ. Let's go ahead and start on the daily time frame as I like to do, right? So based on PXL, PXH, we have, let's see, this previous day swept out the low, closed below. So what we want to see is a move back down to this previous day low right here. However, I'm not dead set on that because we've been super bullish. Obviously, we're trading in this range, so we could come down here to this, but we had equal highs up here and equal highs that we know about all the way back here, right? So we don't really have to come down here. I'm just saying PXL, PXH says we would want to come down here, right? But on the 4-hour time frame, see what we have here. Again, we have these quadruple stacked highs up here. And that was pretty much it. We also have a bullish fair value gap right here we could use to go higher. But yeah, as you can see on my drawings, right, we had equal highs, whatever, boom, boom. We have these equal lows down here as well. Could be a draw on liquidity, but again, we don't even really want to see this low get taken out here other than PXL, PXH. But overall, I mean, it seems like we would want to be bullish up to these highs, right? On the hourly time frame, here's where my first bit of real information came in, is we had these equal highs right here, which we took out on like right as market was opening, basically like a couple minutes before / on the open. And then we also had these quad highs, right? So this is kind of where the bias comes from. You can see we had an hourly gap down here, which we respected and continued higher. We did have a tiny gap in here, which we've respected. But yeah, so that's how the bias is forming. We also have an SMT at these highs up here. So we have an SMT on the sweep of equal highs. So I'm thinking we could be bearish because CPI came out this morning, and here are data lows, right? So we'd already taken out the data highs, so we took out these equal highs, and we got a nice move back to the downside, and we have data lows sitting here untapped. So data lows, therefore, was my main draw on liquidity for the session, okay? Although I was bullish, so I kind of want to see a market maker buy model, right? Which is kind of what it seems like we're getting, which is some chop in here, move down here, and then distribute higher, right? That would be beautiful in my opinion. So I was trying to catch this distribution down, okay? Yeah, again, we don't really have to come down and sweep out these lows down here because there's an SMT as well as, we've been bullish. I don't know. So like, honestly, if I was going to be, doing the market myself, I would want to see us come down, take out these data lows, send up to these quadruple highs, something like this, and then come back down to these lows like this. Something like that would be great. But anyway, so that's kind of how I'm getting my buys. Data lows is my target. So on market open, we nuke a little bit, right? We get this huge bearish candle. There was no entry for me here. We're on the 5-minute, and you can see we never tap into this rejection block. 4-minute, no. 3-minute, no. 2-minute, no. 1-minute, no. So there's no entries for me here to catch this original move down. Totally fine with me, right? Not really. I was kind of frustrated, but it is what it is. But what we did have, you could have taken this. I personally didn't, but you see, if you pull this Fibonacci tool from the high to the low right here, not even sure why it's not, boom, there we go. Whenever you pull that, you can see the 0.5 aligns with this first presented fair value gap, which is right here, boom. So you could have taken that as your entry. I saw some people take that, definitely valid, but for me, I like rejection blocks. So then, this was a rejection block, but we never got an entry here until price just ran it, right? I wasn't looking to take that really. I was going to tape read if we got this, but we didn't get it. And then obviously whenever you make this move up, I wouldn't have even been wanting to get that entry, right? But what I was looking at was this, right? Fib from high to low. On the 5-minute, we had this 5-minute fair value gap aligned with OTE. So what I wanted to see us do, which is exactly what we did do, except for, damn, bro. I can't grab this. Jesus. Okay, there we go. What I wanted to see us do, let me delete this for now, is I wanted to see us get a 1 minute rejection block like right in here, but we didn't. All we did is this, and there's not really an entry right here, right? So we respected this 5 minute gap pretty well. And so then I was just cycling through the time frames, right? I go into 2 minute, there is a rejection block up here, but we never came and revisited it. 3 minute as well, same thing. And then the 4 minute. 4 minute is the best one that I could find. And so this is the one I actually used for my entry. So we have this 5 minute gap. All right, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And we get this 4 minute rejection block. So for MRB style midpoint. Okay, bang. So this is the rejection block that I used, and another reason I used it is because on the 1 minute time frame, you can see we have this fair value gap, right? And we come up and we have a nice rejection block right here on the 1 minute. So this would be our 1 minute rejection block. And you can see we came up and tapped it perfectly and sold off. Now that wasn't my entry. So what I did is I used this 1 minute rejection block. I limited the CE of it. So here, let me turn these drawings back on. So you can see the CE of this 1 minute rejection block is basically my entry. So we have this rejection block as well as the 4 minute rejection block, which is nice and clean. So that was my entry. And let me think what else. Oh yeah, we had OTE. If you pull from this leg down to here, you can see the 618 aligned pretty well with our entry, that 1 minute rejection block and the 4 minute rejection block here. And so I put stop loss above 786 and above the 4 minute CE. So that's why my stop loss was right there, 25 points. Bang. So what does price do? Comes up, it respects our entry pretty nicely. We get a nice wick up here, which is a little sketchy at first, but we get a nice respect of it. And then once we close below 10 a.m., I went ahead and moved my stop loss to break even. Also, whenever we tap this internal low right here, swing low, it's another valid break even point. And so I was break even. Price ran about, let's see, 60 points in profit before reversing, stopping me out break even. Respected our stop loss, didn't tap it. Almost respected the CE right here. And then we nuked down. We would have been up 90 points had we stayed in this. And price is just chopping. Now, obviously, price looks absolutely terrible. We're just literally chopping in a range right here. But it looks, I mean, it was a really good shot in my opinion. And this was a pretty big trade, right? This would have been a 1 to 7.25 trade. Very nice looking. Unfortunately, we get an SMT down here and price goes to stop loss, right? Or, I mean, break even, sorry. But that's the trade. And so again, the narrative behind it is we have, nice liquidity right here for us to take out, and we have these data lows. Data lows being the main thing. Also, another thing I was taking note of is on this daily open, we had, what do we have? 37 points of manipulation to the downside. I mean, that's definitely enough, but it's not a lot. So I would have been open to seeing us manipulate down here, and honestly, I guess go for these previous day lows. Like it looks decent. Like just as a Drake candle to the downside would have been nice to see to take out all of this. But at the same time, we could just be bullish, like I said, up to these quadruple equal highs up here. But we'll have to see what price wants to do. I do think we're going to take out these data lows sometime. So I guess the price is just going to chop here, take out these data lows, and then send up to those quadruple highs. That could be something that happens for sure. But yeah, so real quick, we'll go back over it again, right? On the 5 minute time frame, we took out these equal highs. We have data lows below us. So once price breaks structure to the downside / puts in this nice 5 minute leg to the downside, we pulled our Fibonacci tool, number 1, and we found this 5 minute fair value gap in here. Okay, so we waited for price to retrace up into that 5 minute gap and get a reaction off of it. We would have taken a 1 minute out of that, but we didn't get it. Instead, what we got, because we just cycled through our time frames to look for the best rejection block, and to me, the best rejection block was this one right here, which is this 4 minute rejection block. So then I just pretty much set a limit there with my my stop above the CE of the 4 minute. And then on the 1 minute time frame, we get extra confirmation because we have this 1 minute fair value gap here. The price respects with this wick right here, creating another 1 minute rejection block, and the CE of that pretty much aligns with the 4 minute rejection block as well. So now we have a lot of confluence paired, and we're also from this high to this low, should have been here at the time, or actually, yeah, from here at the time. OTE was pretty much aligned perfectly with our 4-minute rejection block. So all of those confluence aligned, plus we have the data lows untapped below us. Oops, down here. That's a very nice draw on liquidity to target. So hopefully you guys can see how I'm pairing this up and getting my draw on liquidity, my bias, all that. Then I moved stop to break even. We got stopped out at break even, and price is just chopping, but I do see it coming down here still. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Should be very educational today. Hopefully you guys learned something good from this, and hopefully you guys had a good day trading. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, let me know down below in the comments. Sorry about the little Cancun bandana thing up here. Did a workout, didn't want sweat in my eyeballs, so yeah. But anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one tomorrow probably. We'll be back. It'll be Thursday. Hopefully a good day trading. Let's see if we have news tomorrow. Yeah, we have PPI, so should be a valid day to trade tomorrow. I'll catch you guys then if we take anything or anything worth noting. But until then, stay safe, catch some banger trades, and yeah, that's all I got. Peace.